Today, we're going to chat about something called breadcrumbing in relationships. It's when someone gives you just a little bit of their attention, love, and care instead of the full experience. Ever wondered why this happens? Well, we're going to dive into why this happens, especially with people who have an avoidant attachment style, what the root causes are, and how you can respond to create more peace for yourself. So, what's breadcrumbing? It's like someone's leaving little crumbs for you in the relationship instead of giving you the whole loaf of bread. This could be someone who doesn't text back often, doesn't make space for the relationship, or avoids making commitments. This behavior is quite common with people who have a dismissive avoidant attachment style. Why do they do this? Well, because they were breadcrumbed in their childhood. They were emotionally neglected and received breadcrumbs from their caregivers. They didn't get the chance to develop healthy emotional modeling, so to them, breadcrumbs are love. This can be frustrating for the person on the receiving end, but it's important to remember that trauma can be contagious in a way. One person gets imprinted with a traumatic event, and that becomes their subconscious comfort zone, which they then use to interact with others. So, if you're the one doing the breadcrumbing, or if you're the one receiving the breadcrumbs, it's important to break the cycle. Evaluate what limiting beliefs you have that are allowing you to stay in this situation. There are different approaches to working through this, but let's start with the dismissive avoidant person themselves. So much of no longer being someone who breadcrumbs involves. Let's talk about breadcrumbing. It's when someone only gives you bits and pieces of their attention, love, and care. This often happens with people who have a dismissive avoidant attachment style. They often spend a lot of time alone, but that doesn't mean they're really spending time with themselves. Spending time with yourself means introspecting, getting to know yourself, checking in with your feelings, and noticing your thoughts. It's hard to correct behavior at the behavioral level. It's easier to correct things at the thought level. When we start thinking differently about why we should do something, how it will benefit us, and what the value is, that's when change happens. So, if you're a dismissive avoidant person, you need to stop breadcrumbing yourself. You're with yourself, but you're not really with yourself. You're giving yourself emotional breadcrumbs. You're not checked in, you're not present, and you're not in your body a lot of the time. Start with self-care activities, emotional awareness, and taking time to introspect your feelings, needs, priorities, and what you want for your future. The more you give yourself attention in that way, the more you nourish yourself and increase and improve your emotional bandwidth. I have a whole course on nervous system regulation. It's a quick way to get out of that state of breadcrumbing to self and others and out of that state of perpetual exhaustion that can often happen if you're often in a dysregulated nervous system mode throughout the day. I'm excited to share that we're running a promotion for 60% off of your first month at the Personal Development School. This gives you access to all of our courses, including all of the courses about different attachment styles and how to navigate those relationships together. I'm in there 3 days a week doing live webinars, so you can come in and ask me any questions that you have at any time. We also have trained coaches and facilitators who are in there all other days of the week except for Sunday. I'd love to chat with you. Let's continue our chat about breadcrumbing. If you're the one receiving breadcrumbs, it's like you're on the receiving end of this emotional neglect. It's important to check in with yourself first and look at your own behaviors and habits. The key is to give to yourself in full what you're not getting from others. This isn't just about meeting your own needs. The goal is to recondition your subconscious comfort zone. If you're filling your cup, checking in with yourself, knowing what you want, setting your boundaries and prioritizing your own needs, then your subconscious comfort zone is no longer one of neglect. So, when someone comes along that's trying to give you breadcrumbs, you'll think, well, I could go get a loaf of bread somewhere else. There's an awareness of that instead of a compulsion to just eat the breadcrumbs because you're starving. Reconditioning that subconscious comfort zone is really important. This involves reprogramming limiting beliefs about what you're worthy and deserving of, and reconditioning ideas about what love is supposed to be. Lastly, ask yourself why you stay in a relationship like that or why you keep going for relationships like that. What limiting beliefs do you have about yourself and what you're worthy of? Where is that a comfort zone for you so you keep going back to it because it feels comfortable? Is there anything within you that hasn't taken the time to properly assess what your standards are in relationships, what your non-negotiables are, and what you need to properly feel loved? When you go into dating, be intentional. When you see things like breadcrumbing, say, This isn't for me. I want to wait for a relationship that's going to give me the full experience. Let's wrap up our chat about breadcrumbing. By setting boundaries, you're telling your subconscious mind about your own worth. You're saying, no, I'm going to create space for my needs to be met by saying no to the things that aren't properly meeting my needs. This allows you to keep dating until you find the right relationship, instead of just jumping in to avoid feeling lonely. I hope this all makes sense. This is a really important topic. Thanks so much for being here and watching. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, please check out some of our content. And please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching.